All right. Welcome everyone to today's Why Do You Not Have a Contract? And while we're waiting for people to get here today, let me share some stuff that's going on with us. By the way, copy the clipboard. I'm going to be sending out an invite right now. Here is the invite for people to come on stage and discuss with us their issues, what's happening with their businesses, what they've been up to lately, pretty much, and see if we can help them solve some of their problems. Hi, Queen Lee, what's going on, girl? How are you today? Hmm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, make sure to let us know who you are, the industry that you're in, and also tell us where you're at. It's always good to hear from fellow Govcon giants. We actually just came back from the 8A conference. I'm trying to share some pictures. I've been having a hard time sharing these pictures from my phone. So let me, I'm working on that. Good evening. I need help. Whoa. Perfect. No problem. We're here to help. Tell us what you need and we'll see how we can help you. By the way, like I said, I just sent in, I just dropped in the chat the StreamYard code. So you can click on that and you can join me up here on stage and we could talk about what's going on with your business. What kind of issues are you having? Let's chat. While we're waiting, definitely, put in here your name of your business, the city that you're in, and so that we can actually see how we can serve you. All right. Hey, Eric, nice finally met you last week. So if you did not make it to the 8A conference last week, we had a really good time. I'll tell you. There's some pictures of us at the conference. Let me see if I can pull it back. There's some more pictures. There was a lot of us out there. We had a great time. It was the National 8A Small Business Conference. Hold on. This one, man, Austin AJ. We're actually just released this podcast episode. It's coming out today or tomorrow. He was there. Miami Nation Enterprises, our team from Miami Nation was there. Of course, Maria, myself, some of my podcast guests. So we had a good time. It was a great time. Let's see, who do we have in the building today? Nicole Wash. Nicole, were you the one that reached out to me on LinkedIn? Because I had someone from that said they were in construction industry up in Connecticut reached out to me on LinkedIn. I'm wondering, was that you, Nicole? Because I actually work in Connecticut. I work at Groton Subbase down in New London. So we actually have IDIQ down there. I'm a prime contractor at Groton Subbase. So, and you see, by the way, everyone watching and paying attention, if you don't tell us who you are and you don't tell us where you're at, how can we help you? This is actually lesson number one for why you're not winning contracts. So lesson number one for why you're not winning contracts is because when you are out here and you're in a forum where people are like-minded individuals that can serve you and help you, you're not even sharing your business. In fact, on one of my IG posts, my reels, we discussed that being a ghost business. And so when I ask folks out here to tell us who they are, what they're doing, and let us know, then that gives an opportunity to put them. First of all, it gives you the opportunity to put me at the front of your mind because you see Nicole there. I knew right away that was the same Nicole that hit me up on LinkedIn. So when I'm asking people to do things, it's not because it's just you know for the faint of heart. I'm asking you because I really want to find a ways to where we can connect folks together. And what I've noticed is that the people that actually participate, they get the most results. So if you're on here and there's 14 people on here so far, as we're ramping up, folks, just again, as always, I say the same things every time we come on live. Is let us know who you are. Tell us the city you're in. Tell us your business. I'll put you up on the big screen. And at the same time, if you want to join us, I dropped the link in here today. So I want these sessions. It's not specifically me teaching you. I'm teaching you, but I don't want to be just talking to you, if you get what I mean. I want to have dialogue and conversation with folks. I want to bring them on stage and we can really engage and have some meaningful discussion because what I found, and we've got my man Jeremy, I see you down there. But in preparation, Jeremy, you're going to have to also just remember when you come up on stage to turn your mic off on your YouTube. So that way there's no double sounds. But what I found is that my students who were at the conference, who were winning, successfully winning, my my podcast guests like Sonia here, Sonia, she's already doing millions of dollars in contracts and shit. She showed up. Here's some more pictures of students of ours. This is Mike, who you might have remember. Mike did the aviation part. This is Mo, who's doing medical supplies. So who else we got here? Who else? This guy in the back, Kenneth Plotkin. Kenneth over here on the side, I kicked his butt because I went to his business and he told me that everything was fine, everything was good. And so I said, well, you don't need my services. And I left. And he goes, no, 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 no. I just put my best foot forward. And unfortunately, he got the chance to spend an hour with me and didn't not be able to serve or benefit in any way because he was bragging about all the things that he was doing. And unfortunately, he missed his chance and he missed the boat. But he says he learned. And so with that experience. But yes, if you're joining us, definitely put in there your industry, the city that you're from or operating out of, and tell us your name if it's not on there as well. So we're going to jump in. I'm going to bring my man Jeremy up. Renette Myers, one of our podcast guests. She thanked me for the work we're doing. There's a group of us as well. So yeah, I'm sorry I'm not as computer literate. I try to get these pictures up here on the screen so I can share them. It didn't work. So good enough. You get the gist. Let's get started today. Let's see. Who do we have in here? Real quick before I jump Jeremy on the stage. Just doing it. South Atlanta painting. What's your name? All right. What kind of painting you do? Nicole Wash. Lots of work around the base with electric boat too. Hoping to break in the same fashion. I'll still baby steps. So there you go. Yeah, Nicole. Actually, electric boat is not giving us no work, man. Unfortunately, and we know all the people at electric boat. Oh yeah, thank you. Whoever, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Everyone out there watching and listening, definitely give us a thumbs up. Hit the like button so that all the good stuff happens. But yeah, Nicole, electric boat. What I learned, because I'm not originally from Connecticut or Rhode Island, what I learned was that electric boat. It used to be an old military installation. It was then acquired by a private corporation, and so they have billions, like tens of billions of dollars contracts, but they do not actually. They don't have to give us work because they're a private company. And so, yes, they do have, they have, the subcontracting plans, but they're not really being enforced. And so no one's making us give us work. And we know the contractors that are out there are building the infrastructure to support the submarines. And we know them like at the highest levels, right? The guy running the projects, and he was told by his senior officials that, if no one comes knocking on anybody's door, then they're not going to uphold any of the rules. So unfortunately, we have not been successful electric boat because they are private, but I have been extremely successful and at the sub base and also Newport, Rhode Island, and also with national parks up in that area. So we do have a lot of work out there, but yeah, stay in contact. Yes, you forgot to get your book signed. That's true. We said we were going to sign the book and we didn't do it. All right, who else do we have out here who put their information on the screen that I want to just give them a shout out real quick? Let's see. We've got Dante, Lionheart Property Investment Services out of Atlanta. Let's see. We got Trish out of Florida, Patricia, Quest Power International, Distributor Power Generation, with industrial supplies. My man Kevin Williams, Tech Connects, DC, Maryland, Virginia, Smart Facilities and Smart City Solutions. And Kevin, I know I was supposed to call you, but after when I got to the conference, it got really crazy. And then after the conference, I literally flew out to Medellin, Colombia for the weekend. So I just got back Tuesday and I'm just back in the saddle and trying to recover from all that great stuff. Uh, who else do we have here? Dre's Auto Transportation, Louisiana, looking to become a supplier. I've got no equipment or no product. Don't worry about it, Dre. That's actually not a bad problem. I promise you. All right, 20 people watching. I've got 6 people I put up on the screen. Who else is out there who wants us to give a shout out real quick before we jump into today's message? Pros versus cons. Mike V, Spectrum Dynamics Consulting. Tay says, how do I get funding? We'll talk about that, Tay. No problem. Stick around. Teddy from Chicago, painting and decorating. Teddy, you do decorating now? What kind of decorating you do? Teddy, what kind of decorating you do? All right. Oh, okay. Nikki, I know that's you before I even wrote that name because I know you have that funky name. Nikki, don't forget, stay in contact with us. Let's see, my man Joe Prophet. Let's see where we at. Joe Prophet, Slidell, Louisiana. My company is J&P Consultants, corporate life insurance agent. Cool. All right. Nikki said stop. All right, my man Jeremy. Let's bring him up and talk to Jeremy today. Jeremy E.
Hey, how we doing, sir?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've been a Govcon member since 2018.
Very nice.
Yeah. So you made a lot of updates since then. So I feel like I'm a little out of the loop. You were using FedBiz
Ah,
Ops back then.
listen, 2018, I was just getting started, man.
Yeah.
I was just getting started 2018, and like now it's a whole full. I mean, it's a lot, right? It's a full deal package, man. It's
Yes, sir.
and I've grown, right? 3 years in, I've grown. I've worked with companies across the country, and I've partnered with different industry leaders. And I mean, think about it. From 2018 to today, I've interviewed over 100 people on my podcast.
Yes, sir.
So you can imagine, I mean, the stuff that they've shared with me on and offline.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's
Absolutely.
it's been an incredible journey, and I will say this: Renette Myers, who I just brought up on the screen, she actually thanked me, and this is good for everyone to know. She thanked me for the work that I'm doing because, unfortunately, the government, and I mentioned this earlier in a podcast I was being interviewed today, and the P-techs they cannot do what I do because they get credit when you come to their offices and you sign up. So they can't publicly teach everyone because that's not how their programs are incentivized. So unfortunately, that they're never going to do this stuff. Like they're never going to do it. And so people who are in this industry, like Kevin, and who've been around for a while, they realize that the industry itself is not going to change. So it's up to people like myself to come in here and to, break down the barriers and make it more inclusive and make it more diverse and show people that it's not impossible and give them the steps, the tools, and the things they need. And so that's why we're here, and that's why we're supporting you. And and that's why that's why you're on the stage, brother. And look, I can't wait to hear your story, and I can't wait for your success, because Maria and we were talking about this recently, and I know I'm taking up a conversation, but I'm coming up. But we really were talking about how many of those people in the pictures, literally, Maria's on this call. How many people that are in these pictures that she remembers first talking to them, like. How many people does everyone like? Let me show you guys something. So I'm going to show you this picture. So the one short person, that's Maria. The other person, that's Hilani, and then that's Miguel. We remember when Hilani came to me on LinkedIn and didn't have any contracts.
Nice. So you see the full spectrum of growth then, right? Yeah.
Right. And so we remember Miguel, which, by the way, Maria didn't even know Miguel's only 32 years old. But she remembers Miguel first calling our office asking for help.
Yeah. I think I actually just saw the video on YouTube about that recently.
What, Miguel?
Yes. And Maria, was Maria the one interviewing?
Maria.
Yep. Saw that one.
She remembers him calling the office, like, for help.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, he lands $1 million sole source contract for this consulting company, like this IT company.
Nice. Very nice.
Right? And then Lilani, who's on here as well. Where you at, girl? I saw you somewhere texting. You know, she's got some meetings set up with NAFAC out there in California, and we're partnering up with a $20 million company to present her business. Now she's moving up in FAA from small to like medium-sized projects. So I mean, this is just, I mean, it's, you know, it was just, look here. Oh, there she go. There you go. Right here. That's right. True testament. No, I mean, this is, you know, it's just the reality. Like so when you say that we've gone through a lot of growth, these are the kind of things that we've experienced. And so for me, um, there you go. Look at Maria. Rick says, looking good, Maria. Maria says, look, Miguel had her on the phone for hours in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the reality. So that's where we've been from 2018 to today, man. I mean, we've been like turning things upside down. And so,
Rock and rolling. Yeah.
yeah, brother, we rocking and rolling, man. I can't wait. You know, honestly, I think for me professionally, this is gonna be my best year. And not in terms of like the YouTube stuff, but in terms of what I've got going on with my partnerships and deals that I'm doing with large institutions and stuff. We've got a lot of stuff on the books coming down, and like I said, so I believe this will be my best year ever, 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 ever.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here for it.
All right, man. No, listen. So talk to me. Tell us where you're from. Tell us your business, so everybody can get to know you.
Yeah. So once again, my name's Jeremy Evans. Appreciate you having me on. I'm actually in Chicago, Illinois, and I have two businesses. One is called Easy Veteran Solutions. We're based out of Illinois, and the
Yep.
other one is B&E Alliance, and that one's based out of Duncanville, Texas.
Okay.
So the one that I have here in Illinois, Easy Veteran Solutions, with a coworker that I met do IT job that I work as well. So we're looking more to enter the government arena for more product fulfillment services with things like cable harnesses, wiring, things like that.
Hmm.
And with B&E Alliance, that's more of the service side. So my partner actually works for a crane hoist company. And also, we're looking at things like flooring and tile because his family's, I mean, for all intents and purposes, they're all blue collar owners. So we're looking to kind of connect them into the federal arena for the work as well. So, which brings me into the question that I had, if I'm not taken away from what the theme
No,
of tonight.
go for it. Go for it.
So, two questions for two separate entities. So the first one would be in the Alliance, which is that blue collar construction one that I was speaking on, crane, hoist, flooring, all that good stuff. We are concerned about not becoming what we've seen in the FAR and, of course, your lessons, becoming a pass-through company, right?
Right.
We are both veterans. He's a Navy veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran myself. And with the business, we want to ensure that if we're staying underneath that $250,000 threshold, and we're also doing business with I forget what they call it,
Yeah,
similar
similarly situated entities.
similar situation. Thank you very much. Yeah,
And
I knew I had to come correct.
the
I saw
fact
you
that
call dudes out. I
look,
saw
the
you
fact
call dudes out.
that is like you, bro. Hey, hold on, where my man Kevin at? Kevin, how many people, Kevin, know about similar situated entities? Nobody don't even know that stuff, Jeremy. So that's
Oh,
like
okay,
real.
okay.
That's like
See, I
you
knew I
had
had to come correct. I was on here sweating before you let me on. No,
yo,
no, no.
that's
But
nice.
yeah,
All right.
I wanted to make sure, I knew those rules in place. So as long as we're staying underneath that $250,000 threshold, or the event that we're doing business with the similar entity that you referred to just then,
Right.
are we out of the way of becoming a pass through, or is there a little bit more
The
stipulation?
thing is, I mean, when it comes to products, you're always going to be a pass through because you don't manufacture anything.
Right, right.
Right. On a product side, it's okay because typically my experiences have taught me is that a lot of the manufacturers don't want to do what it takes to qualify to do business with the government. They much rather
Mhm.
sell it to distributors. So they're not actually looking at becoming a direct distributor of their products to the government
I see.
because of the rules that you just mentioned, right? So because of the rules of like qualifying because remember this, for them to sell their products to the government, they got to get registered in SAM.
Right, right. So that
They
was,
gotta
yep, that
maintain
was
a
question number
registration,
two.
right? And then,
Capability statement, right?
if it's a small business, they're like, okay, well, we're not small business. I have seen the majority of companies out. The only arena where I see that product companies really want to get in this marketplace is medical because it's so
Medical.
lucrative.
Yeah.
So on the medical side, they're jumping at the bit, right? So they don't. they're not giving up their piece of the pie, but they still have distributors, right? But they're more of a distributor networks that you still can then buy as a reseller from a distributor, because again, they don't, they're not really interested in jumping through all the hoops of bidding these contracts. So for them, it's like, you bid it, we'll sell it to you for this price, right? They don't care. Just give me my price, and whatever you do is your business. So I,
Got
I
you.
think in that term, with the stuff that you're selling, crane hoists and like those vendors are not registered to do business with the government.
Got you.
So
Got you.
you're okay with that. You're
Okay.
totally, yeah, you're
Okay.
fine with that. So now, um, when it comes to similar situated entities, we're mostly talking on the service side of the business.
Right.
And to be honest with you, really, um, I don't think that you need that, because truthfully, on the service side of business, now what kind of services are you saying? Installing floors?
Yep, flooring. The main one that we're looking at right now actually is dealing with crane hoists in our tiling business, and we do have an HVAC business as
Right, so
well that we're
crane
doing.
hoisting, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna, look, we've got some people on here that are in construction, and the thing is, crane hoisting. Look, those services. If you got, look, if you come from, if the family that you're speaking of are all blue collar workers, they know those businesses better than any person in the government, and they probably know
Right.
the businesses better than the contractors that are working for the government, because we're not experts. You know what, Jeremy? And this is for everybody's on here. Most of us who do government contracts are experts at winning government contracts, not at doing the
Mm,
work.
not doing the
I'm gonna
work.
say it
Yeah.
again. Most of us, people like myself, we're professional government contractors. We're not
Mm,
professional service providers or professional workers that actually doing the work. But we
right.
we crush the paperwork, we crush the proposals, we crush the responses, all that kind of stuff. And
Mm,
the government even has a term for that, right? Like professional proposal writers, but if you have people like yourself that are working with blue collar, they're actually good at the work. It it just You just have to connect them with someone like either you or someone like us that can actually help them facilitate the paperwork aspect of it.
got
And
you. Got
uh,
you.
so I strongly, I don't really believe that you will have a problem with meeting your thresholds for performance, because look what Maria just put in the chat. I'm going to put up on stage.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Look.
Oh, I see. Yeah. 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 We're trying. Thank you, Maria.
Look
We're
at that.
trying to
Look,
get out
service
there.
offer crane lease operator. Come on.
Yeah.
So,
Shout
in my
out.
in
Shout
my
out.
opinion, the kind of person that will respond to that, you're gonna coming from the blue collar worker side, you're gonna actually have the people that are doing the work. So you're
Mm,
not a pass through. Does that make sense?
right.
You got
Right.
the people that are doing it. So I don't see how the pass through situation will be an issue for you. Uh, Listening to how you describe the organizations that you're supporting and working with.
Okay. Okay.
So
Awesome.
yeah, I don't see that as an issue. In fact,
Okay.
I see you as having a strategic advantage, because oftentimes they're looking for people like you. And so even when I go back to our friend on here, what's your name out of Connecticut? Nikki, is that your name? Hold on, let me pull it up. Scrolling up. Nicole, is it Nikki? Nicole? Oftentimes, so like Nicole. Um, so Nicole does underground. I got my other Nikki on here. She does underground stuff. She's actually self-performing it. And the government wants people like that. That's how we got
Mm,
our contract in Connecticut, because we told them that, look, we have actual employees and we're self-performing projects.
got you.
But my tribal partners in these tribes, they don't. They're managed.
Mm,
So
yep.
nah, yeah, it's a
Get
nice.
you.
You're
Get
good.
you.
You're good.
So, and then that also leads into the question about, I knew there was like a percentage of work threshold as well. So I think in
Yes.
one of your videos you had mentioned if you take the time and do the paperwork, do all of that, you may hit that threshold of,
Yeah, yeah. So
uh,
the percentage of work threshold, and again, I'll say the numbers that as at last I remembered it, but they were, if you're a 236, which is construction, generic construction, that's 20, it's 15%. If you're 238, which is specialty, it's 25% self-perform. But
Okay.
15%, you can hit that with just management, oversight.
Right.
Right? Safety guys, quality controls, project managers, superintendents. You can hit 15% with that.
Okay. Okay.
And then remember this, just keep this in mind. You can always move people on payroll to
Mhm.
make those numbers work. So
Got you.
that's always
Got
my
you.
suggestion for everyone out here is you gotta just think about moving. So let's say you and I work together on a project, right?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
Jeremy, you come out and you price it, and I bid 10% markup. So technically, I don't meet the 15% requirement because you've got 90%, I've got 10. So I would just take out of my your 90%, and I would take and move a guy and put him on my payroll, and that'll help
Got
me
you.
meet the 15% goal.
I see.
And so then what I'll do is I'll deduct that from your contract because you had that guy in your payroll as part of your 90% of the job. So I'll just move
Mhm.
him, put him on my payroll, deduct that from your contract, and you still make the same money.
I see. I see. So with
I'll
that,
just
if there
I'll
was a
deduct some of your labor,
oh, okay.
deduct some of
Okay.
your
So
cost, and then
right.
I'll reduce your contract by that amount, equivalent amount, and I'll put those costs on my side, and I'll pay those costs.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Um, so with that, if there's for instance, the flooring company that we're dealing with that we want to partner with to do these type of deals, right?
Mhm.
Um, how can I put it? Well, I guess you already answered it. You pretty much answered it. When it comes to the splitting up the work and also how we attack the contract. Pretty much we were trying to look between the consulting versus the partnering, and with consulting, we pretty much and let me know if I was right in thinking this way. We were saying that it would be more of a problem than to take a business who's not registered in SAMS, getting them registered, crossing our fingers, hoping that we make a capability statement for them and they let us list on their capability statement that we're their government liaison in that sense.
And
It
and
kind of
and
seemed
and
like
you may be correct in that approach, correct.
okay,
It could be depending on the type of person you're working with, entity, yeah, it might be more hassle than just to do it and then
right,
use their past performance and experience and then just go do it and get the work and then sub it back to them. I agree.
right, right. Okay, okay,
I
awesome. And
totally agree.
last one. Yeah,
No,
last one I got for you. So one of them, this is actually pretty crazy. So with both of them, we already have our logo set up. We have our websites getting done right now. Capability statement. We didn't use Guru. We used a site called Upwork to
yep,
pretty much solicit out the work.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, you're familiar. Okay. Yeah. So right now with Easy Veteran Solutions, what we were looking into was cable harnesses, and we found a great solicitation. We actually found the part number and we put it into a distributor, a manufacturer for it. They've
Yep.
gotten back to us with a price that I think is appropriate. And
Okay.
the issue is two issues. One, when I'm looking on Sam's, it'll list previous awards, but it doesn't let me know the quantity that was awarded via Sam.
Sure.
And then the second issue is we actually looked the company up by their cage code on Sam, and they
Mhm.
were actually awarded contracts before, not for cable harnesses, but for something totally separate. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was a red flag or just a light bulb or just a random connection. So I was like, what's stopping them for us going to him and being like, we want
So,
this product?
so it's interesting you bring this up. So today's video is titled Pros versus Cons. And the reason
Right.
why I did that was because I was actually at the gym this morning with my trainer. And she says,
Mhm.
Eric, man, you're always so happy. You're always so active. And she's like, you're always like looking at just the pros and not the cons. And I said to her, I don't see cons.
Right.
So there's nothing, I don't see cons to any situation. I only see
Gotcha.
pros. So for
Mhm.
me, the cons don't even exist because no matter what happens, you're going to learn something.
Exactly.
For
Exactly. And
me,
that was my
I would
sentiment
not
as
even
well.
brain hustle with any of that stuff that you're doing.
Got you. Because
I
that's
wouldn't
exactly
I
what I
would
was
not
saying.
waste any energy on that.
Right.
I
Right.
would just put
Right.
all my energy and then
Yeah. Because
do it.
then
And then you'll see what
my
happens,
partner.
right? Like, you get me? You're spending
Yeah.
you're exerting your brain power and energy into trying to figure out what could maybe could thought of possible you get me? Like,
It's funny that you mentioned that because that's literally the concept I was having with my partner last night. It was basically that he was saying, "What's the guarantee that they say, oh, we'll give it to you in this time frame, and the contract says this many days, and they miss that." I'm like, well, that's where we reach out, we do our due diligence, talk to the contracting officer, see if
it's
there could be an extension
but
or
if
and all that good stuff.
again, everything you're saying is still, those are all the pros.
All the
I
yeah,
don't hear
yeah.
any cons. We're the cons.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I was like, there's no 100% guarantee, no matter who
There's no
our
100% guarantee on
manufacturer is going to
anything
be.
that any of us do.
Yeah, yeah,
Even
exactly.
myself, there's no 100% guarantee on anything that any of us do. But I
Mhm,
can tell you this: if you don't do it, right, you
mhm.
won't gain
You
experience.
won't
That you
gain
can come up
anything.
here and share. You can, at least you can go do it. Come back up here and say, Eric, this is what I did, and this is what happened, right?
Right,
And now you
right.
can share that experience. And right, the people that are watching this will learn from your experience of what happened, and then you can share that with other people. But none of
Absolutely.
that is bad. That's all positive to me.
True, true. Very
So
true.
I would love to see you go through that exercise. And even if, like you said, if you win it and they don't deliver, that's still something that you go back in and you talk to the government and you say,
Mm,
and we look, I made a video on, there's different, clauses in the FAR because there is supply chain issues. There's inflation going on. So all this stuff is affecting the whole world. It's not just you and I. And the government
true.
knows this. And we run into situations now with prices. I just submitted a proposal last week. All our prices went up like $2 million.
Yeah,
2
yeah,
million.
yeah,
Million.
yeah. That's a lot of zeros.
Right? And the government had already told us our price was too high.
Yeah.
But we don't. I'm not gonna sell it to them. Let's say the number is 4 million. I'm not gonna sell it to the 4 when it cost me 6.
Yeah, yeah,
It doesn't matter what they write on paper.
exactly.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, go for it, do it, come back and share the experience.
Okay. With that
No,
being said, I
no
appreciate your
cons, all
time.
pros. No cons,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
pros. Good.
Definitely a pleasure meeting with you, man. Like I said, since
Listen, looking
2018.
forward to it, and I hope
Yeah,
that, when we got another event coming up, that you'll attend and come in and share, because I love when people come up and they share their experiences, their stories, because like you said, everything we can learn from each other, and you come up, even I appreciate you coming up to the stage and being the first person, because, some people are afraid to come up on here and talk about this, but to me, we're helping each other. And
yeah,
I put myself out there. And so I'm asking other people to put themselves out there, and let's talk through, because this is going to serve some people. I promise you, someone's going to gain. And they're going to say, man, you had that guy Jeremy on. And I remember Jeremy. And I remember he asked those questions, just like Randy,
yeah.
Randy, where you
Right,
at? So thanks,
right.
man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you as well. Thank you as
All
well,
right.
Maria. Have a good one.
Okay. Thanks. All right. So that was a great first person to come on out the gate. By the way, if you like that, 39 people watching. Like I said in the beginning, you can't be a ghost business. So drop in here, the city that you're in, your business, your industry, and also your name. I'm going to put you up on the big screen, and we're going to see how we can connect the dots and helping you to start winning contracts. Like I said, in my opinion, there's no cons, only pros. So I just dropped it. Let me kick you. Hold up. Okay. All right, Jay, just making sure. I just dropped in the chat the actual invitation link, so you can come up on stage and talk about what's going on, ask your questions. I think this is great. And also, I want to, just like what we had at the 8 conference, I love meeting all the people that came to the conference. And I want to engage with some folks. So definitely come up to the stage and let's have some dialogue. Yes. All right, look at that. Hey, Yvette, nice seeing you at the NABIWIC luncheon. Look at our people getting together. Look at that. I love it. Who else? All right. My man, Tommy Battle out of Connecticut. I'm working on being a consultant for excavation company. Tommy Battle, where in Connecticut are you at? We've got a couple people on here, 2 people so far from Connecticut, and I'm doing projects in Connecticut. So I've got Tommy Battle and I've got Nicole Wash, both out of Connecticut. Who else? Where do we have? Where other places are people at and what they're doing? All right. So we got Stir Clean. Yes, $4.99 will upload up other videos. So yes, if I understand our courses may be expensive. So yes, the $4.99 will open up another 20 plus videos on YouTube that are in our members only section. Each tier opens up another set of videos, but yes, we've got probably, I think last count was 42 videos in our members only section. So definitely something, for people to know and to do. And yes, my man Jeremy, thank you, sir. I appreciate you, brother. You know, always good stuff on here. Tammy, welcome. Welcome to the party. Randy. Yeah, look, remember when Randy first started and the questions that she was asking, and now she's being coveted by all of these tribal companies is wanting to help her do her BD stuff. And look at that. She's come a long way. What else? All right, listen, 44 people watching. First of all, hit the thumbs up button if you're joining us tonight. And then also, please let us know your business, your industry, where you're at, and your name. So Richard out of the Bronx, New York, tell me what you do so we can be able to help you. Also, I put in the chat the invite button. I'm looking for some people to come on stage. This is not a one-way conversation tonight. I'm looking for some folks to come on stage and join us. So I just dropped the link in here. Click that link. It'll bring you to the back of the stage. And then I'm going to put you up on the screen and we're going to talk about your business and why you're not winning contracts. And then also answer questions that you may have. So let's put you up on the screen. Kevin Thurman, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Consolidated Government Solutions and Services Business Development. Welcome, Kevin. My man CKOK, Precision Elite Food Supply and Aviation Products. Yes. And interesting enough, we have two members, Mike, which we talked about in aviation, and then we have, hold on, Maria, who does food supply? Oh, Frank. We have Frank that does food supply, and we have Charles out of Maryland area who also does, he stocks the commissaries. So we've got a lot of synergies there in those two areas of business that you're working on. Let's see, transportation, delivery business in Maryland. Nice. All right. Well, hey, Kenneth, welcome. Glad to see you. Bless you as well. Appreciate you, King. All right. What else we got? What else? Who else? No one's coming up on the stage? Are you kidding me? Come on. Look, everybody can't be shy. We got to get up here. We got to get on stage. We got to talk about what's going on. Let's see. So, racist stuff. Hold on. What? All right. EW says, any recommendations on industry attorneys? Yeah. So we've had two folks out here, and I think Maria just put them up on the screen. Let's see. Where did she type it at? Where's Maria's name? Okay. Yes. There she is. So we work with, and she spelled it wrong. It's Senan Garcia and Matt Schoonover. Both of them have been on our podcast. In fact, Matt was at the 8A conference with us. We're going to bring him back onto the podcast as well. Matt specializes in government contracts. Senan is more of a generic attorney. He does government contracts as well, but I have Senan. Senan reviews all of my contract agreements, documents, everything. I run it through him. So that's who we work with. And they've both been on our podcast. If you need their information, send us an email. We'll send it to you as well. Says, I've been working on reaching out to Charles, but can't look at any information. Can you please provide him his and Frank's info? See, okay. Yeah, I think send us Erica an email, service@govcongiants.com, and they will send you whatever information we have or links to their profiles or whatever they have as well. All right. Nikki says the view is not working. Says, can you provide help with small car washing transportation business? You know, it's funny because every time I come on and I do my sessions with my, when we're doing contract opportunities on live, we always have on there like pressure washing services. So when it comes to car washing, if it's more of a pressure washing, we see that all the time with the government. And so I see it like, every time I do a business source of sorts, I see it all the time on there. So for me, what I think is happening is in this particular space, I don't think that those opportunities make it out to be solicited on the open market. So you've got to look out for them in the source of sorts, because I think a lot of times what happens is they're just looking for someone that says they can do it, and then they hire that person offline before ever publicizing it. So for me, in my opinion, that's what you're going to do with that. In terms of transportation, there's a lot of areas of transportation. Right? So from the transportation, we've got people that are brokers. We have long hauls, short hauls, refrigerated trucks, non-refrigerated trucks, dump trucks. So that transportation is such a wide industry that I would recommend. We've done probably 10 videos on transportation. If you watched all those videos, then the people that are in the videos are folks that you can talk with as well. I mean, they're regular people just like myself, and they can share with you some insights and experiences they've had in transportation. But to transportation just is just a very generic term. So it's really hard to give you specific advice or specific recommendations on a very generic term. All right. Quinn Lee, Nikki, just posted your business contacts from WWC. No, you're not part of Govcon. Yep. We should chat. Excellent. Definitely. All right, Nikki, get that video working. I see we got somebody coming to the stage. Hit the like button and let's give my man Elijah to the stage. Also, Elijah, remember, forget, turn off the sound in the background so we're not getting like that reverb stuff. So let's talk.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, I like your background.
I appreciate it. That's my wife. That's my wife's doing.
That's your wife doing? All right. Well, she did right. I'm a plant person, so like my whole plants and everything in my living room. So.
That's her thing. That's her thing.
That's the thing, yeah. You know, but I don't have them in this office. I mean, I have some, but they're not like this kind. Yeah, yeah, that's good. All right.
That's the sad part. The rabbits, we have rabbits, and the rabbits tend to, when we let them out, they tend to eat them sometimes.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I would imagine they're probably knocking everything over. So that's cool, man. Where you calling from?
I'm from Atlanta.
Okay. Okay. I gotta get down to Atlanta, man. I know I got a big following in Atlanta. I gotta get down to Atlanta.
I don't know. Right now, man. Hey, if you in Florida, live it up. Atlanta is we in bad shape right now.
Got a bad shape down there.
It's so much going on in Atlanta right now with the whole COVID. There's no police around. Everybody just
really.
We kind of ratchet down here, but it's cool. You just gotta kind of know how to conduct yourself.
Oh well, no, I don't need to go there because I'm looking at is not ratchet.
Yeah, it's we're a little ratchet right now.
All right, I appreciate you sharing. I don't need no problems out there. So talk to me. What brings you up today?
So man, I just want to say I appreciate all your videos. I've been binge watching all of your stuff, and I'm working on as a matter of fact, when Maria put it in the chat, I'm working on my this is all my notes and stuff for my capability statement.
Yeah, okay.
So I just downloaded the template and everything, but
nice.
Mainly I started off trying to get with the school system because I use electrostatic sprayers.
Yep.
And to clean the COVID. I started off with the schools and then restaurants, but I'm really I'm really realizing that I was going about it the wrong way because I was just sending all my flyers and letters, my introduction letters to each individual school locally.
Okay. Yeah.
But I just registered with Sam's.
Okay.
And I had to go back and do that thing where if you don't do your tax thing, if your name isn't, I was putting my name for my business name.
Right. I know
so I had to go redo that. And now I'm just in the waiting process, I guess. But I got my DUNS number, thankfully.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting on the cage. And I got my MPIN number.
Okay.
So right now, I guess I'm just in the processing stage.
Yeah, but I mean, even while you're waiting, there's a lot of things you could be doing as well, right? Because I always say to folks, SAM registration is just like, that's one part of it. And to me, it's probably the smallest part, even though to the government, it's the biggest part. But there's just, right? Like for me, do you know in the federal government who you should be working with and what sub agencies that you should be targeting?
Mainly, I guess mine could go to anywhere. It can go to any building facility. Like everyone needs a COVID cleaning or disinfection service at this point. Whatever facility that you're in, office buildings, everywhere, everyone needs it. So it's interesting
that you say that I'm wondering though. I don't know if Florida if we're still doing that COVID cleaning.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I really don't. Florida and Texas a little different.
Uh-huh.
We seem to think that I don't know if we don't maybe say this publicly, but we've really never had mask mandates in Florida.
Right. I remember
So,
we went to Destin, Florida, and
okay, you would have tested, right? And what happened?
like, man, nobody got a mask here doing the mandate, and we was just in the elevator. We had our mask on, and everybody else looking at us like we crazy. So
Well, we knew you were from out of town.
yeah, pretty much.
Out of towner, right? And I remember when I was at a restaurant here, some guys from New York came down. They go, "Y'all don't have COVID?" And I said,
Right. Yeah.
"No, COVID's just outside. It's not inside." They were
Yeah.
laughing, but I was making a joke.
Yeah, Florida.
But I just think, see what Maria just put, because Maria was a teacher. So look, like she said, they never sprayed the schools.
Right.
I almost don't agree with you that everyone needs it because we're not. Look at Wendy put. Look, not our Florida governor Ron DeSantis. So we're just not. We're not really. In fact, they almost are the opposite. We don't want to do it to even like acknowledge that it's a problem.
Right.
We intentionally don't do these things so that it's not acknowledged like their problem exists.
Right. I'm trying to create a new service out here.
No. I mean, but you gotta with the government, you gotta give them what they want to buy. You can't force them to do something that they don't want to do.
Right.
And that's why I think a lot of times that's where we as small businesses bump our heads because we're trying to like force people to take our services and it's like, look, I don't do that. But I do this over here. And so I think it behooves you to find out really what it is they need. And I'm gonna tell you another reason. We have a student in our course who won a contract throughout Atlanta to do COVID cleaning, and they never called him once to do a project.
Wow.
And he was on like a multi-county, multi-year COVID cleaning contract.
Wow.
He didn't get called once.
Wow. I guess I see why I'm not getting any calls. I guess I see.
Look at what the ER said. Same in Louisiana, not really. I mean, I'm telling you, I really don't see that happening.
Right.
I'm being honest with you. I don't see it happening. We initially, when I first started, when COVID hit, we went and cleaned out like the Coast Guard. We cleaned their offices.
Mm-hmm.
But after a few weeks, that was it. They canceled the contract.
Wow. Well, hey, I got some more brainstorming to look like.
You gotta do some more brainstorming, brother. You gotta do some brainstorming because I don't think it's gonna. I think you're gonna be spinning your wheels a lot and trying to force people to do a service that they don't. And they may want it, but if there's no money in the budget and the people above them are not supporting it, it's really you're gonna have a hard time because they can't just buy it because they think that it's they make them feel safe.
Right.
The administration has to support it, and right now, I think COVID and even COVID cleaning is a political issue.
Right. Hey, I was trying to come in some kind of way.
Cleaning is cleaning is still needed.
I put my next code as janitorial, and
janitorial is widely needed. I mean,
right.
Let me tell you,
I can do cleaning still.
Cleaning is I mean, we have several people. Did you see the podcast with Stephanie on there where we talk about cleaning?
No, I heard you mention John Bowen.
John is but John doesn't do COVID cleaning anymore. He did that for Miami-Dade County for a long time, but then he parlayed into a relationship with other things.
Okay, he does.
Look, Elijah, look what Lonnie says. I won 2 COVID disinfection contracts, Everspace and Edwards, in Chicago. I haven't even started yet.
Wow. Yeah, you might be right on this.
Might be right, nothing, Elijah.
It's a political thing.
It's a political thing.
Right.
So they're right. Look, get on janitorial, not COVID.
Oh yeah. That's the.
I'm just saying, that to me is much more.
Service,
yeah. Look, janitorial is a much more widely needed service, has much greater. It's got broad base appeal. It's not politicized,
Right.
and because of the issue with a shortage of workers and staff, if you can, get together enough people, there's a lot of opportunity for janitorial. So because it's not easy, janitorial is not easy by a long shot.
Right.
So yeah.
All right. Well,
No, but I'm glad you came on because that was that. Like I think I would hate to have you get frustrated and say government contracting doesn't work because you were trying to do a business that service that wasn't needed.
Right.
And I think this is a great lesson for everyone listening that do not try to give the government something they don't want. Because if they don't know how to buy it and they don't have a budget for it and the people above them are not supporting it, you can't shove it down their throat.
Right.
Even if you think it's the greatest thing.
Right. All right. Appreciate
it.
it.
No. So thank you for coming up. I appreciate you.
Thank you, man.
All right, have a good night. Take care. I'm getting NBC contract employees proposal to bid and would love to take on, but need help. Okay. What do you need help with, Wendy? All right. So yeah, I think that's a great lesson for folks out there is do not try to sell the government something that they don't want. Do not try to sell them something they don't want. You're really going to be chasing uphill battle. And so many small businesses, I can tell you, I've got a couple people in my brain that I know of right away that they literally, they quit. They quit on the marketplace and they said it doesn't work because they were trying to force the government to buy the services the way that they wanted to sell it to them. And unfortunately, that's just not the way they do it. Remember, they're the government. They have very rigid policies and protocols, and sometimes they don't make sense. A lot of times they don't make sense. And I struggle even explaining to my guys, my team members as well, why you have to do things that don't always make sense because just that's the government. So, all right, listen, I want one more person to come up to the stage before we close out. I mean, I've got a lot of work to do, so I can take off. But I definitely would love to have one more person come up to the stage. We can help talk through some issues they're dealing with and figure out why are you not winning contracts. For 39 people watching, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also, we do have a members only section starting at only $5, and you'll get access to 20 plus more videos here on YouTube. So take advantage of that this month. Our 3.0 course bundle is we're giving 15% discount. So I think Maria put it in the chat. The discount code is BHM, standing for Black History Month. So definitely take advantage of that, 15% off on our 3.0 course bundle. And with that said, what's going on, Hector? How you been? If you're just joining us on the 137 people, make sure to put in here what is it that you do, your industry, so that we can talk through it as well. All right. Let me bring up Nikki. What's up?
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's going on?
Oh, I meant to tell you. Remember David Stocks you introduced me to?
Yeah.
I think we've done one small project. We're about to do, hopefully this year, we'll have 3 sizable projects together.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so we probably owe you dinner sometime soon.
Thank you. I'll take dinner.
Yeah. So
this is I love these stories.
Yeah, so I mean, like now I never called what's his name?
My boy.
Yeah, from Miami Nation.
Cecil.
Yes.
I know.
So I plan to do that as soon as, hopefully this week, because right now I realize there's so much work being coming out now. I was like, okay, come on, forget it. I'm just gonna go do it.
Thank you.
So, and then
no cons, all pros.
No, yes, because sometimes I think when I started this, I was kind of half in, half out.
Yeah.
and you guys didn't hear from me because I was like, oh my God, it's so dismal and stuff like that. And I let some of the losses from 2020 and early 2021
Yeah.
kind of mess up with the head.
Yeah. No, it does. It does that to us.
But if I tell you, like I was telling David the other day, I said, if we get everything we do, my pipeline is 1,000% more than last year.
So that's why you said 20. I saw you in the chat. You said
Oh,
22
it's
shape
gonna
up
be
be your
good
best
here.
year. I saw that. I saw you put that in the chat. You said
Yeah.
2022 shape would be your best year ever.
Yeah. And so and I said to myself, and really, like you're saying, we're professional, getting those estimates and those proposals out. That's what we do. My job is to get the job, and I'll find the people to plug it in. You know,
That's
and
your
the
job.
funny thing
That's your
is,
job.
there are always people out there who could do what you want to do.
Always. Always.
Yeah. So,
No.
and also, you know, another person I've small world. Remember, I think I had on IG I asked you about Lewis
Which Lewis?
in Rhode Island.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, why I'm talking to somebody else, and they keep talking about some Lewis guy in Rhode Island. I was like, what are the chances?
Lewis
Dude,
Crespin.
yes, dude, it was him. He actually even he actually did a proposal for me for something at Andrews the other day. So they haven't called, but I'm not worried about it.
Well, remember this. So Miami Nation, we've got the IDIQ at Andrews.
Oh hell, I need to be talking to
They
you know what?
they have the IDIQ at Andrews.
Okay. Well, then I will definitely be calling Cecil.
Well, yeah, Cecil's so busy, but send him an email and he'll
No,
push.
he said he wanted. No, he said he wanted to talk to me first because remember you had given me the other guy's name.
Oh.
But Cecil said no. He's like, call me first. Let's talk.
Yeah, because I think because of what you did, he wanted someone that was good.
Yeah. So.
And I can tell you this, okay, between me and you, is anybody else hearing us? They want good contractors out there. They could use some good contractors out there.
Well, the good thing, that's a good thing because one of the things is the person who Lewis and I kind of know together, he's helping me kind of build my infrastructure and crew and stuff like that. So it's been interesting. So there's a lot, yeah, and he's worked at Andrews before, so he knows the lay of the land, the people, and stuff like that. So I do need to talk to Cecil. And
you go, girl. I love it.
Oh no, but yeah. So this year is about really just leveraging all of the just seeing there's so much work out there, like,
right.
And I'm just like I like to tell people, if I'm gonna hoe, might as well hoe for the biggest dollar and go for it.
That's right, baby.
You know.
That's right.
And the government and the government has a lot of needs. I mean, we really don't even have to go to do commercial work.
I agree with you.
The government can feed you and your family for decades if we do it right. So I'm planning on doing. This year will be the groundwork for a good time. So
I love it. That means the end of the year we're gonna have a nice party.
Oh hell yeah, bro! If I tell you how deep in the weeds and that mindset thing is will jack you up every time. But there's like you're right. It's more pros than cons any day.
It's more pros and cons any days, and I think that and we had this conversation. I remember you said that you were having an issue with payment, right? Or you need some money, and you asked the people.
Oh yeah, money was it gotten to the point where I was just in the hole.
Right. Yeah, sure.
And so now just starting to get out of it, but it seems like getting out of it, all of a sudden it's like boop, 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 like, what can I do?
Well, and I tell people this, I always say this, be prepared because you could go from zero to like hero overnight and they'll just flood you with so much stuff that you're like, whoa, I can't do all this work. And you got to kind of figure it out.
Yeah. And so that's one of the things that really, I think I'll probably give you a call. Remember, we started talking about finances a little bit and
Yeah,
bonding
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that because, and whether to do factoring or
Yeah, well, no, I've got somebody for you.
okay,
I
because
got
then
somebody.
that's that's for
where
me
you're
that's
at.
next to that because
Okay.
I think the issue is the working capital and getting the projects out the door because we know we're going to get paid, so it's just a matter of starting it and not
No,
sweating
perfect.
so much.
Yeah, no, we'll no, I got you. I got you on that. That's fine. I've got somebody we vetted. I've got 2 of our members. No, we've got that covered.
Okay.
We got it
And
covered.
that's kind of why I haven't
When
gone
you
to
get
them
to the
about that.
big level, we got that covered too.
Okay. No, we still at the lower level, but the lower level is feeding me right now.
No, I want you to know we got to eat. I grab my nickels and pennies and quarters and dimes. I grab all that.
Now, let me ask you about nickels and pennies and dimes and
Yeah.
quarters because I just got I got an email out of the blue from one of the agencies.
Yep.
And, to repair a sinkhole. And so I ended up winning it.
Yep.
So I want to see how I can leverage that into other things because it's a big agency. They got a lot of stuff here. So
Look, I would say go fix the sinkhole. And this reminds me of a story from my podcast guest. He says that he went over and above. And I said, give me an example. He said, well, they gave me a project to do a sidewalk. And I did the sidewalk, but the landscaping looked like crap. And so my sidewalk didn't look that good because of the landscaping. So I'm thinking if you're fixing a sinkhole, look around the sinkhole and see what else looks like crap that you could fix and just charge it to the game to make it stand out. And they will love you.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did it, and he said he's been working for them for the last 8 years because
Okay.
he fixed up some landscape with like $200, right? But
Yeah,
for the government, people don't give them something for free.
of course. Not at all.
Like, no, it's a government. They got money. Why should I do it for free? And people are like, da, 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 da. They're thinking short term, not long term. So I'm like,
Okay.
go clean the landscaping. Oh, it's $300. So
Exactly.
you got a dinner, it's gonna be $300.
Exactly. So yeah.
So that's what I would do with that sinkhole. Remember the story that they gave me that pool cleaning job? You remember that pool cleaning job 2 years ago? It was $40,000. And I told the lady, I cried about it. And I said, look, I can't pay my bills with this kind of money, this and that. And she ended up giving me a $5 million project.
Yep.
And now she's gone. But I'm thankful for her because she gave me a $5 million contract at that facility. We crushed it. And now they only want us to do the concrete work up in Newport, Rhode Island.
And that's how I'm looking at it.
That sinkhole is going to lead you to $10 million in work.
And they've already told me. He's like, the manager was like, we have a lot of work, but do you do this? Some, I was like, yeah. He's like, okay.
Well, you know what happens, Nikki, is that whenever I go out and I work with new agencies, the bigger contractors, they don't want to do sinkholes.
No. Oh, no.
So they turn them down.
Yeah.
And they snub their nose at the government. They're like, I don't want to fix a sinkhole. I don't want to do that $20,000 project. I don't want to do that $50,000.
But it's funny you should say that because that same agency, that same division has probably 3 or 4 big projects right now that are being advertised out there, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm still coming in the door.
You're coming in the door and you're building up a name for yourself, and you're going to know the program managers, you're going to know the project managers, you're going to start knowing everyone. I would hang around. I would make sure I handed my paperwork in person. I would like, look, y'all, I'll be running out with the paperwork. I would hang around. I would ask a lot of questions and find out how else can you add value to them and what capacity, because you are part of our group and network that has a lot of people. And again, even if it was something like, hey, Nikki, wow. And I'm going to say this because I know how this goes. Nikki, if you just had 8A, we would do this, and that. And you say,
yeah, I got somebody who got that. Give me the contract. We got it.
Right. Thank you. We got that covered. Oh, yeah, bonding. We got that covered.
Exactly.
Whatever we got that. We got
Okay.
it. So yeah, don't let that be a hindrance. And I'm saying this because again, you know it, but other people listening to this they haven't been through that experience before, and the government's going to promise them and say they can do this, and really that's not an obstacle. So
Okay. Now here's a question before we go. Is it customary after you sign a contract that expressly does not state that you need a bond? After
Okay.
it's all signed and executed on both parties, and then they come, oh, we need a bond.
I've never seen them do it after the fact. If it expressly says it does not require a bond.
Okay. Yeah, but they want me to have it. I was like, okay, never, that's not happening. Because you should have told me that before.
Yeah, of course. That should have been part of it, because what happens is, so what I would do if they don't ask for it, tell them it's an additional cost.
Oh no, they said they would take the cost up.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm not ready for that yet.
Got you.
So the question,
you can't do it.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm actually working on that process now, but don't, just when we're about to start the project, say, oh, we need this.
Yeah, no, I mean that's unfair. I agree.
So
But if you're in a jam, let us know. We got somebody. We got people.
Okay. I got people.
Look, I've been down that road before, girl. That's why I tell people I got beat up for y'all.
No, keep getting beat up. We'll bring all the things to make you better after you get beat up. Trust.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I love it. Thanks for coming on and sharing. It was awesome. I'm glad to see you.
Thank
glad
you.
to hear you're doing well. Glad to hear you connect my man, David.
And I will definitely get with Cecil this week.
Okay, get with Cecil. Actually, Cecil was with me in Colombia.
I saw that. I was like, and I knew.
Hey, Cecil keeps up. Listen, we hiked that 700.
I saw that high thing.
Cecil kept up.
Oh hell!
Look, there's a lot of people. There's 41 people watching. There's some people here. They wouldn't have made it. Cecil.
Oh, I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. Now we didn't go straight like this. It made you stop, took a break. I mean, but that's everyone at all ages. Like,
yeah.
I remember there was this girl at the top, and I told her, I was like, "Look, this guy is 68." She's like, "I'm 25." So she's like, "I was like, he's gonna make it." So yeah. But all right, let me take this next guy, Nikki. Thank you, love.
Okay.
It's a pleasure, Tommy.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
How are you, brother?
I'm all right.
You doing good? That's good.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm in Connecticut.
Connecticut? Oh, you in Connecticut?
Yeah, that's me, Tommy Battle.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
now, what part of Connecticut?
I'm in New Haven.
New Haven?
Yes.
Get out of here. We actually we got a building up there. One of my guys, we own a shopping center with a Citizens Bank in New Haven.
Really?
If you've seen as a brand new Citizens Bank went up in New Haven.
Yeah.
It's a small shopping center. It's not a big one.
Small shopping center.
Yeah.
Your guys did that?
Yeah, that's his building. That's his shopping center.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got the drawings and the plans. I remember when he bought that building and for Citizens Bank in New Haven.
All right.
Yeah. It's a small plaza. It's a small ship just with the bank in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, I'm up there, bro. I'm in that area. Like I come up there all the time.
See, that's a thing, right? Because when I started following you, your company is in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm not going to do any companies in Rhode Island because I can't compete with Eric. So I went the consulting route because I started my own company, but it was like I jumped in thinking I could just get a contract. Then I started listening to you, and I'm like, okay, so I might be going about this the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Then I bought your course.
Okay.
I was a little skeptical about getting in the class because I bought several in the past, and they don't help. Your course has taught me so much.
Yeah.
Wow. I know how to do market research now. Like, that's why I said I'm looking to work with excavation companies. Before I got on, I just wrote down 10 companies from North Carolina that I'm gonna call tomorrow.
Okay. Nice.
So through the DSBS.
Okay. Yeah. See,
Yeah, so
you talking the lingo, you talking the right word.
yeah, and I learned it from you, and it's like now that I looked up the USDS, the USDA, the forest,
Yeah.
and the FHA.
Okay.
So I pulled down their forecast list so
Yeah.
I can have something to bring to these companies now.
My man Tommy killing it, bro. Look at that, my man.
So
Hey, you saw it. Look, you said like you could be teaching the class. I'm gonna sit back
nah,
and let you teach. I'm gonna get off stage, man.
nah, man, I'm saying I learned this from you, man, and it's like I couldn't believe it because when I tell people about you, it's like, yo, you need to sell that class, and I got your book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so it's like they was like, are you getting any commission from him? I'm like, why you say that? Because you really selling that course. I'm like, yo, he helps.
It's the real. No, we help for real. I mean,
Yeah, this is real deal.
real deal, man. Like I said, even the guys up in Rhode Island, like these people had no government experience ever, and so we like came in and just turned everything around. And I mean, so but no, tell me about you. I want to hear about you. I don't want to talk about me. Keep telling me. So what is it? So what you need? Okay, no, I like that. I like all those people that you're targeting. I like the excavation companies. I really like that because of the money coming down from this new stimulus package that the Biden passed, the new, that money is going to be a lot of construction work coming out. And so getting with excavation companies is perfect because they don't know how to do this stuff.
No. And a lot of them, like they have no government contracts, but
Right.
then when I talk to them, it's like they tell me they don't want to do it. So it's like, okay, I got to understand how to talk to them now.
Yeah. So let me tell you why they don't want to do it, Tommy. This is why. Their experiences have been state and local.
Mhm.
And like someone always says, they don't get paid on time. They got problems
Okay.
with money. So what you got to tell them, right, is like, I understand that you might have had a bad experience in the past with state and local contracts,
Mhm.
but we're not doing that. We're doing federal, and everyone knows that federal prints the money, they write the checks, they got the deepest pockets, and like Wendy just put on there, this is infrastructure package coming down.
Mhm.
This is going to take your business. It's going to at the very least, because look, if you don't evolve your business, you're going to die. Right. And we
Yeah.
all say that you're either evolving or die. So if the infrastructure money is coming out and put it into these places and you're an excavation company and you're not there,
Yeah.
you out.
You out. It's gonna go right by you.
It'll go right by you, you out. And so somebody else going to come up behind you and build and grow their business off of this federal dollars, right? While you sit back and watch it.
Yeah.
And so what I would say to them is that, hey, look, we don't deal with state and local stuff. I deal with the federal government only. And the federal government prints money. They'll pay sometimes in 14 days. Lalani will tell you she's been paid in less than 7 days.
Mhm.
I get paid regularly 10 days, 12 days. We get paid.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I
when
hear
you
you
have a
talk
problem
about
with
it.
money, you're not going to have a problem with their size. They're looking for people that can do big projects, just like Nikki said. I don't think, and did everyone hear what Nikki said? She's going to have 1,000% growth.
Yeah, I heard her.
Not 100, not 1,000.
Yeah,
Hey, that sounds like Bitcoin.
that sounds like Bitcoin. Yeah.
So I don't understand that. What for me, what happens is a lot of these people have been burned by state and local agencies not paying the bills, and so they're like, nah. When they hear government, that's all they think. So
Yeah.
your job, in my opinion, is to let them know we're not doing none of that, right?
Okay.
Because we understand that state and local, there's slow pay or no pay, but on the federal side, and by the way, Tommy, do this. You can use my name.
Mhm.
You could say, hey, if you want to talk to an expert, here's the guy. He's been doing it for all day. I work with the biggest contractors in Rhode Island. I work with the
Okay.
biggest contractors in Massachusetts.
All right.
They want to know about this, we could tell them. And I have people. I can get somebody on the phone to talk with them to close a deal. I've done it before for students.
All right.
So if you have someone that's on the fence, he said, look, do you want to talk to the guy who does this every day, all day? He's got contracts with all of again, Newport, Groton Sub Base,
Yep.
national parks. I'm doing a freaking Bunker Hill Monument.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bases. So I'm working all over I'm all over that whole Northeast. I'm about to start a project in Champaign, New York, New Hampshire, Maine.
Yeah.
I work with the biggest, the big boys, like the big boys. So if they want to find out from someone who's actually doing it, that's up there working with the biggest contractors out there, and they want to talk to me, I'll close the deal.
All right.
I'll close the deal.
Thank you. All right.
I'll close the deal for you.
All right.
Before they give me on the phone, you can pull them up and say, look, this is the guy who I learned from right here. Pull me up and say, hey, if you need to get him on the phone, he said he'll jump on the phone and he can tell you, but I can show you, but I can tell you. I can show you my contracts. I can show you the people I work with, and you can look them up. They can look at all their names, and they'll tell you about us. And they tell you we are on the government basis. They can tell you that, because we give people $1 million contracts. So I give out $1 million subcontracts.
Yeah.
So, hey, I gave this guy a $2 million contract. I gave this guy $1 million contract. I gave this guy a $500,000 package.
All right.
Call them up and talk to them. And they might be their buddies. You get me?
Yeah, I hear you.
So look, I want to give you that ammunition. I want to give you that confidence when you make those calls and you're talking to people. I want to stand behind you so that way, you got someone, that's behind you that's gonna basically, help you seal the deal and say, look, because the way that you're talking, you already know it. You have your knowledge base. So I'm confident that you'll be able to take that information and basically make it happen.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
You're my man, bro. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you sharing. Look,
all
bro.
right. I'm gonna stay on, so I'm gonna be around.
No, hey. No, I'm gonna be behind, and I promise. Look, I'm gonna stand on my word. Ask Lalani, ask any people. I've done it for students before. They said, look, could you call this guy and talk to the CEO? I will talk to the CEO. I don't care.
I hear you. I heard you tell people that before, so
use it.
Okay.
Look. There's no cons, only pros.
Only pros.
Only pros, no cons.
All right. All right. All right.
Listen, thank you, man, for coming up the stage. Thank you for buying the course. Thank you for sharing. And I love what you're doing. I can hear that you actually watch the videos because so many people buy it and they don't watch it. They don't do the work.
No, I'm watching.
So you did it, do the work. And then so when you come up here and you're speaking, I hear it. Like I can hear it. Like you're saying the stuff. So you're not like fumbling, like, oh, what is that thing called? Oh, what is that thing? Like you speak professional.
Thank you.
So I like that. And that to me makes me feel confident to stand behind you because of that.
All right.
All right.
All right.
You see what Nikki just said, right?
I heard her.
Now, when Nikki came to me, Nikki, Lalani, they were the same way. She didn't have look. She was just coming off a bad year. She said it.
Yeah. She did.
And when she came to me and I saw, I was like, okay, she's got potential. We can work with her. Let me put you with this person.
Okay.
Okay. And then they, now they're working together. Let me put you with this other person.
All right.
So we're gonna do right by you.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
All
right. Hey guys, I think this was a great way to close off tonight. I mean that was pretty solid for me. I really enjoyed it, and I think that was incredible. Just coming on and saying it because look, I already know everyone's not gonna give us a chance, and everyone, when you're starting out, you got to have someone that can vouch for you and really give you that credibility that you need. And so I have no problem doing that. I've done it in the past. The same way what I tell people, if you sign up for my programs, I don't mind giving you supplier credit. We just did it for one of our students literally 2 days ago. I've done it for Lalani. We do it all the time for people. If you are in our courses and you have not submitted to us supplier credit forms to become a vendor for a company, then that's your bad. That's not on me. Because if you send that form to Erica and you want to use me as a reference for supplier credit We give that to you, and we do not ask questions. I don't care what it's for or how much. I regularly put on there $50,000, $75,000 in supplier credit. I do it all day of the week because for me, I can't give you a 5,000 reference because that's just not, it's not realistic based on the amount of sales that we do. So we regularly give people 50,000, 25,000 supplier credit with any company. So we extend that to you. If you have not taken advantage of that, Nikki, Queen Lee, whoever else is on here, if you're in my 3.0 course and you haven't taken advantage of our supplier credit, send an email to Erica, go to a vendor. I heard some people here talking about how to get money to do contracts. Well, supplier credit, vendor credit is one of the ways that we teach how do you actually get money to buy the products that you need. That's a strategy that we commonly use for people, and it works even when you don't have the greatest credit. I never had a credit score above 670 until maybe 2 years ago, and I had millions in supplier credit, which I still have today. I just don't work with those vendors anymore. So, like I said, the thing that I want people to know is, like you said, just take advantage, use the resources out there. Look at Lalani put on here. Look, she's got 250,000 in supplier credit. So, that's what it does. And so, that's the way it works. So yes, lifetime is lifetime. If you bought any of my programs, 1.0, 2.0, and you paid for lifetime, you automatically were upgraded to 3.0 lifetime. So lifetime is lifetime. I've always kept my promises. I have people that pay me $497 for my original program, but they bought it for lifetime, and I have kept them. I've upgraded them ever since. I believe in this. If you invested with me in 2018, right, and you stayed with me that whole time, or 2019, I don't charge you any extra money. I don't want to charge, because you invested in me at that time when I needed that $500, that $600. Like, we needed that to help bring on people to help support the growth of the channel. So that $500 was just as important to me as the person that paid $1,000 last year was to me, because at that time and where I was in terms of building up my channel, my platform, bringing on people to help support this content, I really needed that $500, and it was $500 I didn't have to take out of my pocket to continue to build and support the channel. So if you've ever bought any lifetimes, 1.0, 2.0, then you have lifetime forever and a day as we continue to progress. Right now, we do offer an annual subscription, and we offer a lifetime membership. So if it does say annual, then yes, it's an annual subscription, because we continue to provide value. It's not just the courses that you're learning, because we're updating the courses, but we're having people come on and we're bringing on speakers to support you. We are also giving you access to, outside of the speakers to support you, we're giving access to people to help, like folks are writing here. People need bonding. You need attorneys. Now Nikki needs finance. So all of these service providers that were vetted, we're endorsing them. I'm giving you supplier credit. So all these things, what I realized was that paying a one-time fee sometimes, and it's not necessarily the 43 people watching, if I charge a one-time fee, I can't continue to provide ongoing services for people 2 years down the road and having only collected a one-time fee. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So what we do is we continue to add more value. Last year, we did not have speakers. We had a few, but now we have a lineup of speakers every single month. Next year, we'll probably have probably have 2 speakers a month, like experts, or maybe 3 a month, right? So as we continue to grow and develop, and we find out what people need, we bring in that support staff. So think of it as you're paying for just the same way people pay for Netflix, you pay for Spotify, you pay for all your music that you listen to, all that stuff on a monthly basis. It's the same thing with our program. We just charge you an annual fee, but we're supporting you the whole time. And the good thing is, when you don't need us anymore and you feel like you're ready to move on, then it's okay if you don't renew that annual fee, because you feel like you're ready to move on. But you know what happens is, when you get to Nikki's level, then you actually want to go up to the next level, and you want to become closer to us and our inner circle and our members only program, because now, like my man Free Throw Frank, he's now doing over 100,000 a month in contracts. How does he do the 200,000 a month? That's the next growth. So again, for me, yes, there is annual fees, and then there's also the lifetime purchase. And yes, we're giving you 15% off on either the annual subscription or the lifetime purchase. It's up to you. But like I said, we unfortunately, I get so many people that go out and they'll buy a $1,700 boot camp that doesn't have 10% of the information we have on there. So, oh, look at my man Mario. Welcome, Mario. All right, what else? What else do we need? What other questions? So yeah, if you bought the 1.0 course, you can check with Erica or Maria, and they'll find out if you bought the lifetime one. Because again, it just depends on whether or not you bought the lifetime one. Look, Hector says the truth. I don't even know what I paid back then, and I'm still included in everything Eric does. Because I'm not trying again, I learned this a long time ago from a guy who sold, he had a health and fitness company, and he told me that how his business was successful. He said, Eric, I just allowed the members to keep their prices that they paid back then. And so, if they paid $500 a year for the gym, even if today it's 2,000, I grandfather them in as long as they didn't cancel. And that's the same way I am. Kazar, in your particular case, what I would say for you is I would have, if you wanted to, because I know who you are, I would have maybe talk to Maria and let's see, because you did buy one of our courses, let's see if she'll give you a credit for that towards the 3.0, and then you can get into your 3.0, because I know who you are and I know you work really hard, and I think you'd be a great asset to our community. And I know that you've got that hustle and that grit, and I want to see you succeed. So since you already bought the proposal course, I think it was, you bought one of the consultant, we'll give you a credit for that towards 3.0. And I have no problem doing that because, again, like I said, you've already spent money with us. So we'll give you a credit for that. And we'll be more than happy to give you a credit towards 3.0. I want to get you in because I want you to, I know you're going to shine. And I know you're going to do great things, and we want to see it. Need an attorney? So we recommend Senan and Matt Schoonover. We're going to have both of them on our members only calls on Tuesdays. I think Maria has the schedule coming up. So we will have both of them on our Tuesdays calls for our private members group, that you can ask them anything you want about government contracting. And so, for example, so I don't know what you need help with specifically, Wendy, but definitely we've got a couple people that are there to support you. Aquilin says, I posted a question. Let me scroll up and see. DJ Crime, I appreciate you, man. Love you back. All right, who else? Where Aquilin? I'm trying to look for your question. Arlene. So on the nonprofit, I think the government, because of COVID, they've just been so behind on approving things. We've submitted that thing last year. Maria has called. They first told me 3 months, then they said 6 months, and now they're saying, well, if you don't hear back by this date, call us back. They just been pushing back our document, and it's awful because we have so many things that we want to do with other organizations, and we really know that we could partner up with some other folks out there, but I don't know. The government has just been so dragging their feet on getting our stuff approved. So I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure. Aquinley, I don't see your question. Oh, wait, here you go. All right, Eric, what would you say to an engineer said he is more interested in pursuing Microsoft data centers than federal contracts? I would say to that engineer that Microsoft data centers is temporary and federal government contracts is permanent. So the Microsoft data centers, once they're built out, he's not going to have any more work to do or any more projects, while the federal government will continue building, and the facilities that they build will last indefinitely. So that's what I would say. We funny thing is, I was on a podcast today, and the guy is doing a feature on the large companies that were giants that now have failed and are gone. And I actually brought this up to him. If you look at the S&P 500 and you look at the top 100 companies, right, on like the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, that's a different list than it was 25 years ago. So 25 years ago, the companies that were in that group, I think 80% of them are gone. They don't exist anymore. And while Microsoft has a great track record of being successful, if you look at companies like, does everybody remember Qualcomm? Anybody know Qualcomm? They pivoted, but they're not the powerhouse that they once were. And so, General Electric is not the powerhouse they once were. So those companies, the baby bells, right? They've been broken up. But for me, in my opinion, look what happened to Facebook. And again, I do believe in Facebook. I think Mark Zuckerberg is super smart and they'll bounce back. But they lost $320 billion in valuation in like a week. 320 billion. So for me, ultimately, what I would say to this person is, again, you can do the Microsoft thing, but don't dismiss the federal contracts, because at the end of the day, what I've seen, and I continue to live it and believe it, when everything else shuts down and everything else fails in this world, everything, including Microsoft, including Facebook, which no one thought Facebook would fail, right? And they're saying TikTok's taken over Google. When everything else failed, the government is still here. They're still here. So that's what I would say to that person. All right. Hey, listen, thank you so much, everyone that joined us tonight. Great thing. And our lady says, but really sounds like the government. So yes. Lanier Garcia, reach out to Maria if you purchased the 1.0 a long time ago. Ask her about upgrading. We have done that before for folks. So talk to Maria about it. She's got her email here on the screen. Send her an email and then she'll work it out. Oh, here it is. Oh, you read Maria's story. Oh yeah, 45 minutes and they blame on behalf due to time. I'll call again tomorrow. So we're working on it. I promise you. All right. You gonna be on next Tuesday call? You promise? We're gonna be looking for you. Matter of fact, I might just come on next Tuesday call just to see if you were on there. All right. All right, listen, thank you guys. Give us a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, follow, share. We're going to continue to support you. We're going to do this next week. I really do like these series because I like bringing people on. And so I love having a dialogue and the conversations, and I think it makes great content. And I love having the success stories like Nikki as well. So thank you for sharing that, because, again, I remember them when they came to us, and I remember the challenges, and I love hearing how people have progressed. And this is why I do this. And I promise you, believe it or not, I really do get chills when I hear these kind of stories. So I'm so happy for all of your success. I can't wait. Hold on. Wait. What's this? My man Hector says. Hold on, Hector. What you wrote in here? I'm acquiring a 150-unit hotel in Davenport, convert to multifamily property. No, there's no way in terms of EBE, DBE, but there's a lot of other programs that support that. And so, in fact, Hector, believe it or not, Maria and I were talking about this today. I'm working with the USDA on because they provide grants and funding if you're doing work that's in farm areas. And the community that I invest in, my properties, is a farm. USDA, it's like farm workers. So the USDA does provide funding and support for that. But there's also like the 504 loans that you can go after. What I would do is look at a local bank. But in terms of the MBE, DBE, there's really nothing that they do in terms of that. But I like that question, and I like that thought process. So this is good. Look, NVIDIA is bigger than Facebook now. I don't even know who they are. So when he said Meta. Yeah, I know TikTok may be Chinese based, but people still like it. So, all right, guys, I'll see you next time. See you next week or on Tuesday's call. Thanks. Good night.